Hello students, in this video I am going to talk about a technique that all the advanced players know but most beginners or intermediates don't know about it. Which is when your opponent gives you a threat, when your opponent attacks one of your piece or pawns, then our first natural reaction is to save it. But most strong players, when their opponent gives a threat, instead of saving the piece, they give a threat of higher degree. So if the opponent attacks the pawn, instead of saving the pawn, they will attack the opponent's piece. If the opponent attacks their piece, then instead of defending the piece, they will attack the opponent's rook. Give a threat of higher degree. So if opponent attacks your queen, instead of saving it, you attack opponent's king. Well, this idea does not work all the time, but whenever it works, it is very powerful. And when you play these kind of moves, it gives you initiative, it gives you control of the game. So let's look at an example. White starts the game with e4, black plays c6. This opening is known as the Caro-Kann defense. d4, d5, you play e5. This is known as the advanced variation of Caro-Kann defense because you are advancing the pawn up the board. Black plays bishop f5 and you play knight f3, e6, bishop e2. So far, normal game. Knight d7 and white goes short castle. Black plays c5 and what is the black's idea? Black maybe wants to take on d4, and when you take on with the knight, maybe he wants to capture your pawn. But white played c4. White wants to open the center because opponent's king is still stuck in the center. Opponent has not developed his kingside pieces and his king is still stuck in the center. So you want to open the center. Now black plays knight e7. Black wants to develop his pieces. White plays knight c3 and black played d cross c4. Black captured one of our pawns, and if you want, you can just recapture. But white played bishop g5. Instead of recapturing the pawn, he played bishop g5. He developed his last piece and now he's pinning this knight. Black plays h6. Black is attacking our bishop. And now the natural reaction, most players in this position, they will defend the bishop. Even some advanced player also will defend the bishop. But you can give a threat of higher degree. Instead of saving the bishop, you give a threat to the opponent's king. You play knight b5 and opponent cannot capture your bishop because you will play knight d6 and it will be a checkmate. So this is known as the giving a threat of higher degree. So black plays queen b6 and you play knight d6 check. Opponent has to play king d8, and now once the king has moved, it will stuck in the center forever. So you have the permanent advantage in the game. And now you play d cross c5. You want to open the d file. You still don't need to defend the bishop because you are giving a threat of higher degree. You are attacking the opponent's queen. And plus, now the d file is open. So opponent's king will come under attack. And black captures the pawn on b2. Now we play bishop cross e7 check. Bishop cross e7 check. And white played knight cross f5. If you play knight cross f7 fork, this is also a good move. But instead of this move, white spotted a mating net. White took the bishop. E cross f5 and now white played rook b1. The queen must move. Let's say queen captures on a2 and you play rook cross b7, and now there is a mating threat on d7 and black cannot save it. It's game over. There is no way for black to save the checkmate on d7. So white won the game. I hope you found this idea very useful. It's a very powerful idea. When opponent attacks one of your piece, instead of defending it, you give a threat of higher degree. You attack even more powerful. You attack even more valuable opponent's piece. So when opponent attacks one of your piece, instead of defending it, you attack opponent's more valuable piece. You give a threat of higher degree. That's it for this video. Let's go to the next one.